You can't ignore it. You can't hide from it. Everything around you is becoming digital. Our relationships, medical records, and of course, money. Cryptocurrencies are back on the hype. Bitcoin is now worth more than $50,000, tens to 60, 70, and Ethereum more than 2,000. And of course, miners again have bought up all the graphics cards, equaling the total energy consumption of mining to that of all the Netherlands. Although this is a separate, interesting, and ambiguous topic, we will not dwell on mining itself now. China is already testing the digital yuan, which should displace the dollar in the international arena. Russia plans to launch a test of the digital ruble next year. Digital artwork is being sold by Christie's auctions for $69 million. As much as you would like it, the era of gadgetization is over. The internet is everywhere. Everyone has smartphones, and smartphones are terminals for entering the digital world. We are entering a new era of universal digitalization, stepping into the portal, all thanks to a technology with a not-so-interesting name, the blockchain. Today, we will try to understand the basics of the wondrous digital world, what the blockchain is, and find out how cryptocurrency differs from ordinary money. At the same time, we will tokenize Apple stocks. Hello everyone, it's Droider. Let's go. But what started the creation of the blockchain and all sorts of cryptocurrencies in the first place? After all, everything works just fine as it is. Let's start with the problems. We live in an era of the Internet of Information. It's really cool. It's for everyone and anyone. Everyone can easily launch something, upload something, and find or download something. You can edit Wikipedia articles, create memes, and conspiracy theories. The Internet of Information is fun and useful, but not reliable. It's still possible to hack something, steal, tweak, and so on. Also, the Internet of Information has such a frustrating thing as ownership. So, you kind of uploaded something of your own and it's not yours anymore. It may belong to a large corporation, the state, everyone around, but obviously not you. The same with your Instagram account and its contents. They don't belong to you. In general, you don't really want to upload something valuable to such a place. All these problems had to be solved, and thus, the blockchain technology was created, a decentralized, that is, distributed, non-owned, and securely encrypted information storage. But in fact, the blockchain is just a registry of records that are stored in blocks. For example, these blocks can store transaction lists. And when one block is filled, a new block is created and attached to the old ones. This is how a chain of blocks is formed. That is, the blockchain. Entries in this registry are very difficult to fake because the registry is simultaneously stored on many devices. If someone has a record that doesn't match the others, well, it's considered invalid. And also, all records are encrypted using reliable high-level cryptography. We can say that the blockchain is a new Internet of Value. And therefore, it is not surprising that the first thing it was used for was money, which appears to be the most valuable resource. Thus, the first cryptocurrency appeared, Bitcoin. And here, it's probably worth taking a pause because a reasonable question arises. Is cryptocurrency actually money? And why the hell is Bitcoin so expensive? It's a good question. But what is money anyway? There are different types of money. At the moment, the most common type of money is fiat money. It's called fiduciary or paper, or symbolic or not secured. In fact, these are national currencies like rubles, dollars, euros, tenge. By the way, the word money is derived from the Roman word moneta. Did you know? And other securities issued by central banks in different countries. So stop. Why is this money called unsecured or symbolic? Because it is not backed by gold or other precious metals, like it once was. Its value is set by the state, and the value is maintained simply due to people's belief that they will be able to exchange it for something valuable without any problems. And when they wake up the next day, it won't depreciate. In other words, the value of money is determined by people's faith in the state, in the country's economy, and all that. And of course, the value of cash is regulated by the central bank, which controls the issue, that is, the printing of money, as well as the key rate at which the central bank lends money, which it prints itself to a private bank. A murky scheme, but that's another story. In general, I think you already understand what I'm getting at. Cryptocurrency is an alternative to fiat money. It is secured by the same self-confidence as fiat money. But unlike fiat money, its value does not directly depend on the policy of a particular state. And the rules of issue are transparent and clear to everyone. Therefore, given the fact that faith in state institutions in the world is weak right now, many people are fleeing from fiat money and investing in crypto. Also, unlike ordinary money, cryptocurrency is a payment system like Visa and MasterCard, and also money at the same time. Therefore, An intermediary is not needed to carry out the transfer of crypto funds, which can be very profitable, especially in international transfers, which are now monopolized by the rather old SWIFT system. Nevertheless, the value of the cryptocurrency is now more speculative, and it does not reflect the real state of affairs. But still, there is a question. Is cryptocurrency actually money? And is it safe? Yes. Absolutely, but only in those countries where it is possible to buy goods and services with cryptocurrencies without any legal problems. For example, Japan or Europe and the US. By the way, Belarus has a very special situation, but we'll talk about this later in a little more detail. In Russia, it is legally possible to own cryptocurrencies, but it is impossible to buy goods and services with it. The issue of cryptocurrency is mostly done through mining. I think you know what that is. The device which solves a cryptographic problem faster than any other, thus creating a new block, will receive a bit of cryptocurrency as a reward. Miners compete with each other. Whoever has a more powerful rig will be able to mine more. Such a game actually maintains the operability and stability of the network, but this is very simplistic. There are a lot of types of cryptocurrencies with their own pros and cons. There is no point in talking about each one. It is only important to understand that each cryptocurrency should have its own blockchain. In other words, you can't issue a cryptocurrency on someone else's blockchain or two cryptocurrencies on one. But you can do something else. And this is a very interesting thing. Okay, we found out that the blockchain is a distributed registry where data can be safely stored. For example, cryptocurrency transactions. And in fact, the blockchain is the fundamental basis. We all know that other data can be stored there, for example, tokens. A token is just a unit of account, a certain set of numbers recorded by the blockchain, and you need a token in order to display your digital balance about a certain asset. That is, this record indicates that a certain quantity of something belongs to you. In other words, a token is a kind of analog of securities in the digital world. If we take an example from an ordinary physical world, a token is like a document signed by a notary. Only instead of the document itself, we get an entry in a blockchain cell, and instead of a notary, a smart contract. Ugh, I feel like we need to take a break. It's time to exhale, stretch, and at the same time, subscribe to the channel, click on the like, the bell. It's very important to us that you do this and support the release of such complex videos on our channel. Okay, moving on. What are these smart contracts about? In the real world, in order to conclude a deal, you need to draw up a contract, check it with a lawyer, and sign it from both sides. Well, then, after making sure that the contract is fulfilled, sign some additional document as an act of acceptance and transfer or provision of services. And in case of non-fulfillment of the contract, you can sue the secondary party. On the blockchain, protocols are responsible for these functions. To put it simply, the computer code of the condition, if then, the program checks whether the seller and the buyer have fulfilled all the conditions. If everything is okay, the deal goes through. If someone messed up, it just returns everything back. So, with the help of tokens and smart contracts, you can digitize any values of the material world and trade them in cryptocurrency. For example, we recently learned that it's possible to tokenize art. For this purpose, non-fungible tokens are used, which are also known as NFT. But that's not all. It is also possible to tokenize computing power for rendering 3D graphics. There's even a render token that is already being used in Hollywood. Even J.J. Abrams is promoting it. You can also tokenize your social network profile and get yourself or even your tweets back, just like Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, did. And he sold his first tweet for $2.9 million. That is, now it doesn't belong to him. And how will the tokens and the blockchain take off when the gaming industry takes over them? After all, light boxes from pixels will turn into real assets. And these too are not far away. In general, the list is never ending. If the blockchain is the basis for building a digital world, then tokens are bricks that, unlike pieces of paper, can't be forged. And here, we will return to Belarus. In 2018, Belarusians were the first to regulate cryptocurrencies at the legislative level. They introduced the concept of mining, recognized tokens as real property, and allowed people to do business with cryptocurrencies in the end. And later, the first absolutely legal cryptocurrency exchange, Currency.com, was opened in Belarus, which allows not only to trade cryptocurrencies using their volatility, but also, for example, allows you to trade tokenized stocks, which, in my opinion, have certain advantages compared to ordinary stocks. Well, first of all, you can buy and sell such stocks for crypto without wasting time and money on conversion. This may be beneficial depending on the volatility of a cryptocurrency, and if it's growing now. Secondly, tokenized stocks can be bought, not entirely, so to speak, but just a token with only a part of the value of the stocks. I'll explain now. For example, one share of Google, that is Alphabet Inc., is now worth more than $2,000. It's expensive. But on a crypto exchange, you can invest in 1/10 of the total value of the shares. More precisely, it is called buying a tokenized share, representing the value of 1/10 of an ordinary share, but at the same time still making money on the growth or fall in the value of shares. Thirdly, you can access a very wide range of assets on the crypto exchange. But of course, blockchain technologies are much broader than what we are talking about today. With the help of blockchain, it is possible to organize truly transparent and honest elections, and an open-source platform has already been created for this. Even for securing personal data, for example, there's a special messenger. By the way, it's run by a student from Novosibirsk. Well, don't forget about making secure transactions without intermediaries through smart contracts. Or, you can even organize a blockchain similar to YouTube, in which money from monetization will not go to Google but directly to the content creator. Well, today, it is already possible to make money on art with the help of NFT tokens. But this is already a separate big topic, which we may consider in the next video. Hit that like button, and if this video gets 25,000 likes, then that video will definitely be released on the channel, we promise. We will tell you how digital artist Beeple entered the top 3 most expensive artists in the world in just a few months, and explain what CryptoKitties and CryptoPunks are, and most importantly, why they're so expensive. Also, perhaps, we will look into the near future, where smart cars will pay for parking and refueling themselves from their own crypto wallets. It's Droider. I hope this video was interesting. See you in the future. And as usual, write in the comments what topics you would like to see on our channel with regard to blockchain, cryptocurrencies. You can even write to this email, crypto@droider.ru. if you are really into the topic and understand it, and you have something to say.